A very good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing good at home. Let me introduce to you the topic for today with the help of a short story. Once upon a time, there lived two young girls named Anna and Elsa. Sounds like you heard the names earlier? Yes, they are the characters of Frozen movie, Anna and Elsa. And one day, these girls were walking on a deserted road in search of their friend Olaf. While they were walking, Anna found an electronic gadget on the road. She immediately picked up and started to look at it. There were two buttons on it, red and green. Now, it was also written, Know Your Future. She was quite surprised. Know your future? Then Elsa said, Let me press the button so that I may know my future. Anna said, No, I will press the button. I found the gadget. I want to know my future. In this way, both the girls started to fight. And then the red button on it got pressed. And soon they entered into a dark room where they could not see anything. Then a light flashed on them and a huge monster appeared to them. Looking at the monster, these two girls were very frightened. They said, Who are you? Then the monster said, Look at me carefully. Then the girls started to stare at the monster and they said, Oh, you look so dirty. Then the monster said, Yes, it's you who made me dirty. I am the earth and see how you made me dirty. Now these girls said, How did we make you dirty? Then the earth said, Yes, you put all the waste into me. You put all the plastic, you put all the gases into me and polluted me like anything. Now see what I'm going to do with you. Then the girls were very frightened and said, Please, dear earth, leave us just for this time so that we may go and we may make the earth clean and green once again. Saying this, the two girls escaped slowly. Yes, dear students, you must have understood what is the topic for today. We are going to learn about pollution. Just look at the slide. It's written not for breathing and not for drinking. What is it that is not for breathing? The air that which is polluted cannot be breathed. So, we will be learning about air pollution. And what is it that cannot be breathed? That cannot be drunk? It is the water that which is polluted cannot be consumed. So, we will be learning about water pollution. Now, before learning about what is air pollution and what is water pollution, we need to understand what exactly is pollution. Just take a look at the slide. Pollution is the presence of pollutants or introduction of pollutants and contaminants into the natural environment that cause adverse change. So, pollution is caused by either pollutants or contaminants. So now, what are pollutants and what are contaminants? Pollutants can be already present in the atmosphere. For example, carbon dioxide. Is it already there in the atmosphere? Yes. Does it cause pollution? Of course, yes, when the levels of carbon dioxide increase. Then what are contaminants? Contaminants are not present in the atmosphere and the human beings, are introducing the contaminants into the atmosphere. Of course, some of the pollutants are also introduced by human beings into the atmosphere. So, these two are the agents that which cause pollution, and when pollution occurs, it results in harmful change. So, that causes the harm. So, that is about pollution. Now, let us start with the air pollution. Just look at the slide. Air pollution occurs when harmful or excessive quantities of pollutants or contaminants are introduced into the Earth's atmosphere. Can you take a look at it? You can see the vehicles, an aeroplane, the ship, the factories and industries which are releasing the harmful gases into the Earth's atmosphere. So they are going to cause a lot of damage to the environment. So that is air pollution. Now let us look at what are the causes of air pollution. Just have a look at the slide. The causes of air pollution. Number 1, factories. Yes, factories release harmful gases into the atmosphere. Now, the gases that which are released into the factories are usually carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, methane, etc. into the atmosphere. Now, they are carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide. So these gases, when released into the atmosphere, cause pollution. Then you can also look at the second cause, which is vehicles. Vehicles use the crude petrol, or they use the diesel, which is the fuel to run the vehicles. So when this fuel is burnt, it releases the gases. Generally, carbon dioxide is usually released from the vehicles. So let me write it as carbon dioxide from the vehicles. And then you can also see in the slide that it is pesticides which cause lot of pollution. The third cause is pesticides. Pesticides and fertilizers which are usually used by the farmers release lot of pollutants into the atmosphere. Pesticides are usually sulfur based, and fertilizers are usually nitrogen based. Pesticides are usually sulfur based and fertilizers are nitrogen based. When the levels of sulfur and nitrogen increase in the atmosphere, then it results in air pollution. Then number 4, you can observe that it is indoor pollution. Do you know that our house can also cause air pollution? Yes, I tried to catch some of the dust pollution in my house. I took a paper, applied little bit of petroleum jelly to it, and then I just put it in a place where it caught some of the dust onto it. So this is nothing but dust pollution. But as you can see, it contains very little amount of dust. But when a paper which is greased with the oil and when placed on the road, it showed lot of pollution. This paper was kept just for half an hour, and as you can see, lot of dust particles are being absorbed onto the paper. Then you can also observe in the balcony, in the veranda, there is little bit of dust pollution. So dust is also responsible for causing the air pollution. So dust contains suspended particulate matter. SPM is nothing but suspended particulate matter. So suspended particulate matter is nothing but the fine dust particles which are disseminated in the air, and that causes the pollution. So these are the 4 causes. Then let us see the next causes of air pollution in the next slide. Just take a look at the slide. Mining. Yes, mining is the process where the ground is dug for the extraction of metals and minerals. You all wear ornaments, isn't it, which are made of metals. Where do we get these metals from? We get the metals from the ground. So when the ground is dug for the metals or also the minerals, then you also have heard about the coal mines. When coal is extracted, lot of dust is getting disseminated into the air, which ultimately causes air pollution. Then you can see the next one is forest fires. Yes, forest fires also cause air pollution. Now these forest fires can be of 2 kinds. It can be induced naturally, or it can be induced by man. Naturally, that is due to the scorching heat of the sun. When the dried leaves and the sawdust, they get burnt up. So when they catch the fire, it results in whole forest catching up of the fire. Then man induced, the local people who are residing in and around the forest, what do if they smoke a cigarette or a bidi and the flash gets into the leaves? Now these dried leaves, they catch up the fire and ultimately it results in releasing of the carbon particles into the atmosphere. Usually carbon dioxide is released from the forest fires. The next cause is volcano. As you can see in the slide, it is volcano. When does a volcano occur? We know that under the ground the temperature is higher. Now as the temperature increases, then what happens? The rock melts and this molten rock is called as magma. The molten rock is called as magma. The magma is very thick and gases are present inside this magma. Now as this magma is very thick, the gases cannot escape out. As they cannot escape out, pressure is built up inside. As the pressure gets built up, then it results in explosion. So that results in a volcano, and even the volcanoes release several gases such as carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, etc. So volcanoes are also a cause of air pollution. Then last cause of air pollution is pollen grains. Yes, you all know about pollen grains. They are the fine particles which are produced by the flowers, isn't it? Flower is a reproductive part of the plant. So these pollen grains are very fine, they look powdery, and that powdery substance is allergic to some of the people. As it is allergic to some of the people, we also say that the pollen grains are also a cause of air pollution. Now these are the causes of air pollution. Let us look at the effects of air pollution. As you can notice, global warming is one of the effect. I said the carbon dioxide gets released into the atmosphere, isn't it? Just take a look at the slide. The temperature increases, isn't it? So when carbon dioxide is releasing in huge quantities, it traps more and more solar radiation, because carbon dioxide has the ability to trap the solar radiation. As it traps the solar radiation, the temperature of the earth increases. The next cause is acid rains. As I said, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide are released into the atmosphere from the factories. Now these oxides of sulfur and nitrogen, they react with water and oxygen. The oxides of sulfur and oxides of nitrogen react with water, and what do? It results in the formation of acids, and the acids are the acids that are formed here are sulfuric acid and nitric acid. Sulfuric acid and nitric acid. Yes, so these acids are coming down in the form of rain, so that results in acid rains. Then as you can see, respiratory and heart problems. Yes, when the air that which is polluted is inhaled, it causes inflammation in the lungs. Inflammation is nothing but a burning sensation in the lungs. And cardiac problems, when these gases mix up with the blood, what do? They block the arteries. So the flow of the blood in the arteries is slowed down, and therefore it results in cardiac arrest or heart attacks. And not only that, it also has an effect on wildlife. As you can see, the fourth one is it has an effect on wildlife. Recently, the gas leakage, styrene gas leakage in Visakhapatnam in the LG Polymers company has resulted an effect on the plants and animals too. You must have seen the plants have turned red, and the animals, some of the animals were killed, and some of the animals had skin burning. They suffered from different kinds of illnesses because of exposure to these gases. Then the last one, as you can see there, the effect of air pollution is ultraviolet radiation reaching the earth. Now if you see, if this is the earth, there is a protective layer around it, which is nothing but ozone. Now as the chlorofluorocarbons are getting released from the atmosphere, they deplete the ozone. You must be thinking, from where do these chlorofluorocarbons come from? They come from the industries, they come from the air conditioners that we use in our houses, they come from the refrigerators. So these chlorofluorocarbons, what do? They deplete the ozone layer. The ozone layer becomes thin, because of which the harmful ultraviolet radiations can reach the earth. So that is how the ultraviolet radiation also reaches the earth and causes harm to the plants, animals and human beings. Now let us look at some of the solutions. Number 1, reduce the fossil fuels, isn't it? Instead of moving on a bike, going on a bike or taking your car, if it's a very shorter distance, you can walk. You can reduce the fossil fuels. You can conserve the petrol, isn't it? Then number 2, conserve energy. As you can see in the slide, you can conserve energy, isn't it? So instead of using the electrical energy, we can conserve the energy by using solar energy or wind energy. Then number 3, biopesticides and biofertilizers. Biopesticides and biofertilizers. If you look at the term bio, which means life. Now these pesticides and fertilizers are made from the plant and animal products, which will not cause harm to the plants and animals. Then number 4, as you can see in the slide, avoid them. What should be avoided? The products that which we are using in our houses, such as disinfectants, which contain harmful chemicals, the perfumes that which we use, they also contain chlorofluorocarbons. So such kind of products which are actually containing the harmful substances must be avoided to reduce air pollution. So this is about air pollution. Now let us look into water pollution. Just take a look at the slide. Water pollution is nothing but it is the contamination of water body with contaminants, which includes both organic and inorganic compounds. So let me write it here as water pollution. This can be caused due to organic and inorganic components. To remember, organic compounds are those compounds which contain carbon in them, whereas inorganic compounds do not have carbon in them. So water pollution is caused by either of this organic or inorganic compounds or both. So when they are released into the water bodies, as you can see in the picture, the plastic bottles, the industrial effluents, when they are released into the water, they are causing water pollution. Now let us look at some of the causes for water pollution. Just take a look at it. Number 1, industrial waste. Number 2, sewage waste. Number 3, oil spills. Number 4, animal waste. Number 5, metal contamination. And number 6, agricultural waste. Let me conduct a very small experiment for you. Here, I have taken some of the water in a jar. Let us assume that this is a lake or a river, and I am adding industrial waste. This is industrial waste. So I am adding some of the industrial waste. I am adding some of the industrial waste into the water body. Let me add it. Can you see the color of the water changed? Now let me show you the sewage waste. This is the sewage waste. So now I am adding the sewage waste into the water body. I have added some of the sewage waste into the water body. Then number 3, oil spills. This is the oil which I am adding into the water bodies. The oil is added to it, right? Then number 4, I am adding some of the metal. This is nothing but the metal. So I am adding some of the metals to the water body. Let me add these metals. Then I am adding some of the plastic wrappers. These are the plastic wrappers. So I am adding the plastic wrappers into the water body. Can you see the changes there? The color of the water changed, the texture of the water changed, the oil is floating on the surface of the water, the plastic covers are floating on the surface of the water. Now let me add some of the agricultural waste into it. Fertilizers which are made of the chemicals, usually as I said, they contain nitrogen. So if these are sprayed into the water body, I am adding some of the fertilizers into it. Right. So now these are the different kinds of waste material that I have added to the water body. As you can see, now this water body is completely polluted. The water body is completely polluted now. Now the animals, the aquatic plants and animals that which are actually living in this water body, can they survive? Just have a look at it. A tortoise, then 2 fish. The aquatic animals, the animals that which live in water are called aquatic animals. So let me put these aquatic animals in the water body. Just take a look at it. I am putting it in the water body. Then I am taking a fish and putting it in the water body. I am taking another fish and putting it in the water body. So as you can see, the animals there inside, they cannot survive and they get killed. This is one of the effect of water pollution. Now let us quickly move into the effects of water pollution. Just take a look at the slide. As you can see, eutrophication is one of the effect of water pollution. Now what is meant by eutrophication? When the fertilizers are sprayed in the agricultural fields, these fertilizers will be carried by the wind and they go into the water bodies and they get settled in the water body. Now what do these fertilizers contain? Nutrients. Using that nutrients, the plants or algae start to grow up enormously. And as they start to grow up enormously, you can see in the slide that they form a green carpet over the water. Have you seen? Now these algae will not allow other organisms to survive in the water because algae uses up all the oxygen and there occurs deficiency of oxygen. Then as I said, it disturbs the ecosystem. One of the effect of water pollution is it disturbs the ecosystem. So the ecosystem gets disturbed completely. Then number 3, as you can see, they cause diseases also. Diseases such as typhoid, then diseases such as giardiasis, then let me tell you, this is caused by a bacteria called Salmonella typhi. Giardiasis is caused by a protozoan called Giardia lamblia. Let me correct it. It is caused by Giardia lamblia. So when the organic compounds enter into the water body, they result in causing the diseases. And not only that, the last one you can see, it disturbs the food chain. You have learnt about the food chain in your lower classes. A plant eaten up by an insect, insect eaten up by small fish, the small fish eaten up by big fish, and a big fish eaten up by man. In this way it continues. Suppose if the water is contaminated, then what happens? That contamination also continues in the food chain. One such contamination is mercuric contamination. So if the fish that which is contaminated with this mercury and if it is consumed, then it causes several diseases. So one such disease which was seen in Japan was Minamata disease. Minamata disease is a disease which disturbs the central nervous system. And you know, it causes dizziness, it causes the person cannot speak, the person cannot see, the person cannot hear. As such, it disturbs the whole food chain. Now let us look into some of the solutions. Yes, you can do these things to reduce the water pollution. Number 1, you should not drain fats and oily substances into the sink. And number 2, use phosphate-free detergents or dishwashers. Our dishwashers should not contain any chemicals. Then number 3, avoid throwing plastic into the water bodies. We should not throw any of the plastic into the water bodies. Then number 4, dispose of toxic chemicals properly. Toxic chemicals are those chemicals which are poisonous, which are usually released by the industries. Then number 5, avoid metal contamination. Yes, metal contamination also should be avoided by the industries, right? Now it's time for us to recollect about one day, that is Environment Day. That Environment Day is celebrated every year on June 5th. Now today let us take a pledge to protect our environment. I want each and every one of you to stand in your places and stretch your arms. Are you ready to take the oath with me? Yes. Now please stretch your arms and read this pledge along with me. I pledge to turn off the lights and other electronic goods when not in use. I shall not use the plastic. I shall not discard the waste in the water. I shall use eco-friendly goods. I shall follow the 3R principle. I shall make the environment clean and green once again. Yes. Now, as you can see, the last point there is you have to make, we took a note saying that we shall make the environment clean and green once again, as how our friends Anna and Elsa went to make the environment clean and green once again. Let us strive to make the environment clean and green once again. Alright, now it's time for us to look into our project. Just take a look at this project work. Number 1, draw the logo of the 3R principle and write a brief note on it. If you have seen in the oath, we mentioned as 3R principle, but nowhere did I mention about this 3R principle. It is your turn. You have to check what is that 3R principle and you have to make the logo and write a brief note on it. Then number 2, you have to make a list of 5 objects which are generated as waste in your surroundings, and you have to describe briefly how each of them can affect the environment around you. Okay, you have to peep out of your window now and you have to see what are the various objects that which are the waste in your surroundings and how they are going to affect you and also the environment around you. As I said, it is our duty to protect our environment. So all of you, as you have taken this pledge today saying that you are going to protect the environment, just stick on to it and see that you do not pollute the environment, you do not pollute the air, water, whatever is there around us. We are not supposed to pollute it. It is our primary duty to protect the environment. Thank you so much.